some songs a couple times for it to click. You just happen to be misfortunate enough to stumble upon this video on YouTube. Of course, with every Dance Gavin Dance situation, it's the lead singer. And you can thank the captain, the freaking conductor himself, Will Swan. I didn't like it. So look, we all have the misfortune of being human. So we know that nobody or nothing is perfect in this effed up world we live in. So here's my weaknesses. It's Andrew Wells. And my opinion on Andrew Wells, yeah. I loved it! That part is like probably the greatest part of any song I've ever heard. Alright, so Dance Gavin Dance just dropped their album Pantheon. I wanted to react right away and make a video, but I just knew I had to let this one simmer, because if you listen to Dance Gavin Dance, sometimes you know you got to listen to the album a couple times, some songs a couple times for it to click. So I listen to Downtown Battle Mountain, and whatever I say is Royal Ocean all the time. That's what I grew up on. So I was going into it kind of hoping, kind of praying, kind of like nervous, because definitely one of my favorite bands of all time. And somehow, I can't lie, I think they kind of pulled it off in a way that most people weren't expecting them to, and I think it's really interesting, really unique what they did. So enough of the chitter chatter, let's get into it. Dance Gavin Dance, Pantheon, let's talk about it. Alright, so Dance Gavin Dance is an American rock band from Sacramento, California. Actually, scratch that. If you're watching this video, you know who Dance Gavin Dance is. You know where they're from, and you know the numerous things about them. And if you don't, shame on you, noob. Pause this video right now. Go use the internet like you should, because it's 2025, and go educate yourself, you uncultured swine. Now, if you don't know Dance Gavin Dance, I'll give you a little rundown. They're an amazing band. They fuse so many different genres of music, R&B, jazz, post-hardcore, emo, swancore, actually. They got their own genre. They don't need to be defined by labels. Actually, I can skip all the defined labeling and just say they're swancore, because Will Swan has laid a blueprint for us to enjoy beautiful music. So, okay, so now we have to address the elephant in the room, and of course, with every Dance Gavin Dance situation, it's the lead singer, the person that's making their angelic voice go over the guitars, drums, and bass. So, and this situation is Andrew Wells. And my opinion on Andrew Wells is, I didn't like it. I loved it! He did everything and more. He killed it. If you're doing any Andrew slander, don't let me catch you. Don't let me catch you doing Andrew slander, because guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to correct you. This man has very good range. He went through every era and created his own. And he can do the things that the other singers could do. Maybe not to the exact extent, but I think he can do it well enough. What you talking about? And he adds his own swagger. I like his voice a lot too. It's not too high, but it can be high if he wants it to be, and he can make it sound Dance Gavin Dancey. You know, I don't know how to explain that, but he's a perfect singer for the band in my personal opinion. I like this Andrew Wells more than I like him in his own bands. I want to see what they can do. I loved it even when Speed Demon first came out. I wanted Speed Demon to be on this album, and people were mad because I said that, but I get why it wasn't. It was a single for a reason, but I'm excited about Andrew. The thing that I really do like the most about Andrew Wells, though, is he just seems really nice, really game. Like, he seems like he could be in the band for a while if that's what they want to do, and the music it speaks for itself. Like, I'm a fan. He doesn't gotta convince me anymore. I'm convinced. All right, so that just leaves us with the instrumentation. I love the instrumentation on this album. At first, I was worried about the mix, but I think it was just what I was listening to it on, because the more I listened to it, yeah, Will Swan is doing his thing, and there's a reason why he created a whole genre of music. The man's a genius. The bass is locked in, so if that's Sergio, whoever that is, I don't know personally, but whoever that is, killed it. Matt Mingus, what can we say? The man's always been a wizard on the drums. These drums are tight, dynamic, and man, they have so much pop, pop, pop to them. It gets me freaking going. So, big shout out to the band. I love it. It shimmers, it shines, it's rough, it's aggressive. It's a paradox, not paradox. God damn it, what's that word? It's juxtaposition. I don't fucking know. It's a mix of all the things I love though. It's aggressive, sweet, polished, attacks, punches you in the face, picks you back up, dusts you off, gives you a hug, and pushes you back down and says, life is hard. All right, now let's talk about which specific songs that I really love the most. I'm not going to go into why because we'll be here all night and Lord knows y'all don't want to be here all night with me. But let's do it. I'm not going to do it in any specific order. I'll say the songs I like and why. Trapdoor. That was a song that really, when they released it as a single, that was the first song that grabbed me for this album because it just has that really fast pace, like get you going, get you out of bed, start your car in the morning type of vibes. And honestly, the screaming was just so dope. We got a poison apple. I love that. It's just cool. It's very cool. Very reminiscent of old Dance Gavin Dance. So that's why it's really one of my favorite. Again, A Shoulder to Cry On. This song is probably my favorite song because it's so cool on both ends. Like the first part, the Johnny Cochran stuff, just very, very cool. And then it gets to the breakdown, which I call the post-hardcore national anthem. And it's the part where it's like John Mess is singing the cleans and him and Andrew are going to town. That part is like probably the greatest part of any song I've ever heard. And you can thank the captain, the freaking conductor himself, Will Swan, because that guitar part, man. Such good music. Just so good. Just too good. So good.
It's just too good.
Strawberry's Daughter. Another beautiful song. Another song I didn't really care for first couple go-rounds, but now it's absolutely a song I listen to 20, 30 times a day. Very awesome, addicting song. Just the melodies and harmonies and the coolness. It's just a cool song. Obviously, the peak of superstition. Come on, man. That's Artillian moment. That's Artillian moment for Andrew Wells. I was not ready for the peak of superstition, and especially because it's just very cool. This album is just cool. Like, and I would have to say, All the Way Down is probably my favorite song on the whole album. It's hypnotic, it's spiritual, it's ridiculous, and it's got multiple layers of just amazing.
Thank goodness he didn't say cool.
I mean, and from a technical skill level, everybody did their job, you know? Everybody did their flipping job. So yeah, I mean, those are my favorite songs. I know a lot of people love Yikes, The Stickler. Animal Surgery is a super honorable mention. I listen to that song probably more than some of the songs I said I like. The Conqueror Worm is another one that snuck up on me. Very, very, very sick, like little ramp up. Do-do, 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 if you got an attitude. Now, this wouldn't be a good album review if I didn't tell you what I think the album is about. Truly, when people do this, kind of makes me laugh because as a songwriter, we don't know what the hell these people were thinking when they wrote this. But what I do think is this album is very introspective. It looks into itself a lot. And there's humor, there's pain, there's a random DGD shit that we've grown to love from albums past. There's also kind of like a sense of rebirth and like reestablishing and restarting, but in a way that feels fresh, healthy, and if you're not used to Dance Gavin Dance, you don't, it's like nothing changed anyways. Like you wouldn't know. They haven't missed a beat. Feels like after years of rough patches and, you know, unfortunate stuff happening around and in the band, it feels like they got their step back and, you know, they're ready to swing hard. So, yeah, that's what the album is about, you know, in my perspective, because obviously, like I said at the beginning, we don't know what the hell these crazy people are thinking when they write these lyrics. So, yeah. So look, we all have the misfortune of being human. So we know that nobody or nothing is perfect in this effed up world we live in. So here's my weaknesses or things I didn't like about the album. The mixing is pretty good all throughout the album. I'm not a mixing mastering engineer, although I did go to school for it. But I will say that Andrew's voice is mixed wildly different on certain tracks. I won't name the tracks, but yes, some of the songs, his voice sounds wildly different than others. Not saying it's a bad thing, not saying it's a good thing, but I am saying I noticed. So, another thing, and I got attacked on the Dance Gavin Dance Reddit for this, is Space Cow Initiation Ritual. I don't get it. I don't hate the song by any stretch of the means, but I don't get it, and I just kind of really don't like it, but I like it more than I did initially, but again, this is something I know I'm going to get attacked upon. Just got to keep it a buck with you. Just got to keep it funky. But other than that, I mean, I love the album. If you don't listen to Dance Gavin Dance often, though, you might feel like they're jumping around a little bit with the track sequencing. But as you become more accustomed with their style, and if you listen to their other albums, you understand that is a Dance Gavin Dance feature. It's not something they're doing wrong or bad. But you might hear that and think, man, we went from 0 to 100 real quick with the songs and how they are. But that's just Dance Gavin Dance. So if I had to say weaknesses, those are my weaknesses for the album. And now I get to speak on the things that I really loved about the album. I really loved the song structure and writing. I felt like it's the tightest and most succinct it's been since the band has been a band, to be honest. And if I had to reference a time period, it was close to being this succinct. It was probably in the Kurt Travis era where they felt like they knew what they wanted to be. Will Swan, I mean, do I have to say anything other than Will Swan? I mean, Will Swan, he's back, he's angry, and he's tearing shit down, fam. Okay? My next favorite thing is the unclean, clean vocal ratio. I feel like that's been figured out with Andrew and John. And man, John is ripping, dude. John is ripping. John was amazing, man. I mean, literally the best screaming and post-hardcore period right now. And, I mean, it's not close. So, every member sounded like they cared. And they didn't feel like they were fighting about the creative direction of this one. I felt like that was kind of a thing with Tillian sometimes. Whereas, you know, somebody wanted it to be more clean. Somebody wanted to be more pop. Somebody wanted to be more this or that. You know, so I feel like that's figured out. And I think that the record is one that adds to the band's legacy in a major way. You know, there's certain albums that you just have, it's an album, and it's good. It's whether it's good or bad, it doesn't really change the discography. I feel like this one kind of does mark a different era for Dance Gavin Dance, and I feel like they're comfortable with it. I feel like they're making music, they're happy, they went on tour, they look freaking ecstatic. So if they're happy and they're making music, that means we all eat. That makes me very happy, even though I look mad. I love it. And now I will attempt to answer the question that every Dance Gavin Dance fan will be asking, of course. How does this album stack up with the greats? How does it stack up to the Downtown Battle Mountains and the blah, blah, blahs? And I can tell you what, I don't care about that. I will say it's not Downtown Battle Mountain. It's not whatever I say is Royal Ocean. It's not Mothership. It's not Jackpot Juicier. It's not Happiness. You know, it's not any of those albums. It's Pantheon. And I think that it's going to be a new situation. And I think that the real answer is, we'll see. You know, we'll see, because this album is new, it's fresh, and they're not done. So we'll see where this album lands, and let's hope that we get some more to stack it up against. It's definitely one of my favorite albums that Dance Gavin Dance has put out with any singer in any era, and it's an album that's definitely worth your time, whether you're a Dance Gavin Dance fan or You just happen to be misfortunate enough to stumble upon this video on YouTube. So wholeheartedly, I suggest you check it out. If not, you're missing out on some really damn good music. And I feel sorry for you because you have sucky music taste. I need to connect again. I need to feel something again. And Dance Gavin Dance, you made me do that. So thank you. I usually don't do out of 10 ratings, but we're going to do an out of 10 rating out here. So I'm going to do 9 out of 10. Really, I want to give it a 9, so I might as well give it a 9 out of 10. Let's do 9. 9 is solid. No half stepping. We're going to give it a 9, guys, because, I mean, there's certain things I could change, but for a return album for a band that switches lead singer and had an important member pass away, I think it's an incredible return, and it makes me hopeful that there can be better music on the horizon from Dance Gavin Dance. And for a band that started in 2005, that's incredible.